Thank you for joining us today, June 12th, 1963, on Channel 2 News. I'm Zoe Hoekstra.
And I'm April Simikas. Yesterday marked the first time a dog learned to play the piano.
Here's real-life footage of Margaret doing her thing. You go, girl!
Wasn't that fantastic?
This just in, there have been new advancements on the civil rights movement. 37-year-old Medgar Evers has been shot in his driveway. Here's Chantel with more information on the scene.
This is Chantal Lopez reporting from the residence of Medgar Evers, where he was shot this morning. As you can see, the police have outlined his body and where he was shot. The community is very distraught over his death. I am here standing with one of the witnesses. What is your name?
Helen Cooper.
And what was your relationship with Mr. Evers?
I've been his neighbor for the past 5 years.
And how would you describe Mr. Evers?
He was a very kind person. He was very friendly to everybody around, and he always stood up for what he believed in always.
And how do you feel his death has affected the community?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, he was very friendly to everybody. So you could walk past him without even knowing him, and you'd act like he'd known you forever. So losing a friend like that, it's heartbreaking.
Thank you. I am now joined by Molly Johnson. Molly, what do you know about what happened this morning?
Well, I don't know the actual story, but all I know is he deserved what he got.
And why do you believe this, Molly?
Because he shouldn't go around messing with what's nature, and he shouldn't be changing the Jim Crow laws.
Do you think that his death has affected the community, Molly?
I think it has bettered our community, because it's one less person trying to change what's natural.
Thank you for your time, Molly.
My pleasure.
Lastly, I am joined here with Cheryl Smith. Now, Cheryl, to my understanding, you saw what happened, didn't you? Would you like to explain this to us?
The evil white man! He came up! The evil! He came up and he shot that colored man! He thought that he could just go around killing people. You can't do that! That was a good man! He was a husband, he was a father, he had kids. He was a good person. And he just came up and they just squashed him like a bug.
Now, Cheryl, what were you doing when you saw this attack?
I was giving Princess here her morning walk.
And how do you think his death has affected the community?
We devastated. But there's some bigots out there. They think that it's okay to just go, oh, he's shit. It's good that he was killed. No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not.
Well, thank you very much, Cheryl, for this.
Little Caesars, helping you since 1957.
Thank you for joining us today, June 13th, 1963, on Channel 2 News. My name's Zoe Hoekstra.
And I'm April Simikas. Here we have more information about what happened yesterday, about the murder at 12:40 a.m. that took place.
In the early morning of June 12, 1963, just hours after President John F. Kennedy's speech on national television in support of civil rights, Evers pulled into his driveway after returning from a meeting with NAACP lawyers. Emerging from his car and carrying NAACP shirts that read, "Jim Crow must go," Evers was struck in the back with a bullet fired from an Enfield 1917 rifle. The bullet ripped through his heart. He staggered 9 meters before collapsing. He was taken to the local hospital in Jackson, where he was initially refused entry because of his color, until it was explained who he was. He died in the hospital 15 minutes later.
Now let's go with Chantel for more information.
Hello, I am Chantal Lopez, and I'm joined today with Zoe Hoekstra and April Simikas. We are here to talk about Byron de la Beckwith Jr., the man who murdered and shot Medgar Evers yesterday morning. Now, Zoe, how do you think America is going to react to this tragedy?
Well, I think the South is probably going to be happy that it happened, and they're probably going to say a lot of rude things, but I think the North and the NAACP are probably going to be mourning him, very devastated.
And April, how do you feel America is going to react?
I think that it'll probably help the civil rights movement probably get going a bit more, and I think a lot more things start happening. I'm not sure yet, but yeah.
Now, Zoe, what do you think Byron's motives were for killing Mr. Evers?
I think that he'd probably just seen the president's speech and he wanted to cause controversy. He was probably upset and he wanted to cause an uproar and get attention for it.
And April, what do you think his motives were?
I disagree with Zoe. Since he was a white supremacist, he probably just wanted to kill someone that was important to the black community.
Alright.
Does your dog's breath ever smell?
Yeah.
Well, you'll no longer need to worry about that because we have Doggy Toothpaste. It'll leave your dog's breath smelling minty fresh. Here, try some.
Minty fresh.
Doggy Toothpaste, sold at your local retail store.
We are now going to take calls from our viewers. Now, viewer, you are on air. What is your name?
Georgia.
Now, Georgia, what do you feel Byron's motives were for killing Medgar Evers?
He was mad at what they were doing.
Who was doing?
The black people.
And why do you feel he was so mad?
Probably because he wasn't getting his way.
And how do you feel America is going to react about Medgar Evers' death?
Well, in the North, they're going to be really upset, but like in the South, they're going to be so happy.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Georgia.
Yep.
Now, this is caller number 2. Caller number 2, what is your name?
Linda,
Linda. What do you feel Byron's motives were for killing Medgar Evers?
you want to kill them both people.
Do you agree with Byron's motives?
Well, yes, I do.
Why do you agree with them?
Because they are a waste of space.
Are you saying that towards the blacks?
Yes.
And how do you feel America is going to react about Medgar Evers' death?
Well, of course, some people in the North of the NAACP are going to be upset. But I could care less what they say because I'm all happy for it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Linda, for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching Channel 2 News.
And tune in tomorrow for more local news.
There's a spider in the behind that.
There's a spider behind you.